yeah, we're off on an adventure in the Lamborghini. Hope you can hear me over the induction noise, rattles and all the stuff that goes along with a normal Murcielago, let alone a Murcielago that's had all the stuff that I've done to this one. Yeah, it's been a mad couple of weeks. As you can tell by the fact that I'm driving this, we're going to Mallory Park with the intention of taking it round for a cheeky lap before getting black flagged, which is quite likely because they don't like noise there. But yeah, to do that, we had to finish our mapping. In the previous episode, you saw us get to the bottom of the wiring issue with the throttle bodies. So that was all done by Jay, finished up, working perfectly. And we went to Pro Tuner for a pretty simple mapping session for a change, which is nice. I think I was even home for about 6:30, which is pretty much unheard of. Yeah, here's a bit of footage from that. Round 2. And then earlier this week, I managed to finally get out in my E30 M3. Went to Donington for an evening track day session to finally try out the new gear ratios, as we'd swapped the drop gears in the Drent gearbox, and we knew it was going to be quite short, but we weren't sure if it was going to be too short even for Donington. But here's a bit of footage from that of my E30 making the good noises.
So the M3 was absolutely ripping. I had so much fun in this thing. I got super carried away, did more laps than I've ever done back to back in this car. The gear ratios worked out exactly perfect for this track. Literally on 2 laps I just tickled the limiter in 6th gear at 8,400 RPM. Yeah, so for this track absolutely perfect. Obviously it's not going to suit all tracks, so I'm probably going to look into a different set of drop gears that will get me sort of halfway between us running this set of drop gears this way around versus them flipping them upside down and having the longer ratio that we spec'd for the Nürburgring. But yeah, super happy with that. I did so many laps in this thing that for the first time ever I boiled the brake fluid. I've never had that. I've never had a pedal go to the floor on this car. Yeah, quite a concerning thing when you're travelling the speed that this thing was. So I'm going to look into, you know, maybe some endless fluid in it, and we already have pretty decent ducting to the front brakes. Probably going to look at seeing whether I can increase that to like a 4-inch hose and a new 3D printed opening in the front of the bumper. The whole thing, considering it's a car that I pretty much invented entirely myself, every part of it, it's working superbly. The one thing that's letting us down still is the Clio Mark II column power steering. Even without the MRT knuckle adapters, which increase the steering ratio to the point that I really like it on this car, those aren't on it at the moment, and even without those we were still overwhelming the column power steering here. So unfortunately we don't have space for a hydraulic rack, otherwise the first thing I'd do is fit a standard power steering pump to this car and run like an M3 rack, an E92 M3 rack if I could. But due to where I've got the engine sitting, there is no space to have a big rack, so it's got this slim manual Titan engineering rack that we spec for this car. So yeah, I need to stick with column power steering. So if anybody knows of anything that isn't 4,000 quid for the motorsport versions, which I still don't know whether would be up to the job, who has used column electric power steering on a serious track car that does many laps, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on what would work for this car. But yeah, general couldn't be happy with it. The car ran superbly. James was out there in our E30 M3 on the new Driftworks CS2s for E36. They were absolutely phenomenal as well, and he had a fantastic time doing back-to-back laps all day long as well with our friend Paz in his M2. So yeah, happy days.
So yeah, that was Monday this week. Spent a bit of time with Jake in the Lamborghini ready for Retrorides. It's only about an hour away from us, so shouldn't be too long until we're there. Nice day out.
Nice day out.
Here for Retrorides at Mallory. And we made it here, which is, you know, a start. I've got my
50-50 on it before we set up.
Yeah. Well, we've got the laptop. I've got my amazing support vehicle. Jay's awesome Nova/Corsa. Now on OZs.
Yeah.
Loving life.
OZs are in England.
OZ, sorry.
Yeah.
OZ, baby. That's looking sweet. And yeah, just got to do a briefing, then we're going out in this thing, hopefully. Make some noise.
was that then?
Guess what happened the moment I came back into the pits?
You got banned?
A man came over and said, "You're not going out again."
Yeah, imagine that. You've done that before. You've been there before.
And yeah, the reason why I'm holding the laptop is because I was supposed to kind of pay attention to what's going on with AFRs and things like that as I'm driving around. Zero chance. I don't know why I kid myself with these things. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Fun. And I don't care if I've got black flag as long as there's one video of me going down the straight. That's all I care about.
Well, the main thing I'm happy about is it's driven here and it's done a lap.
It has? Yeah. Done. Well, I did a couple of laps and...
I mean, if it gets you home, that's just a bonus at this point.
Yeah. And it still started afterwards and didn't make any rattling noises.
Yeah, not yet.
But just looking at the things like
I don't know if I'll be able to film that in
the shade. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it anyway, but yeah, the Haltech login is absolutely superb. So
turn it this way a bit. There we go.
This way.
No, the other way.
This way.
Yeah, it's not a good way, but
no. But anyway, you can kind of see we've got all these things that we can choose to look at, and this is a log file here of one of the runs while I'm out there. So you can see it's got some strong AFRs as I'm lifting off the throttle.
Shoots some good flames as you come on.
Does it?
I know it did, yeah.
Because we didn't even like tune anything like that, like we did on the Emerald. We added a bit of fuel on the Emerald, but yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. It looks pretty strong, and as kind of the faster you go with it, it seems the better the coolant temp is, in a way, or within reason. It's cruising around on that sighting lap. It was like 105 on the water and 109 on the oil, but as soon as I actually got moving, it seemed to swallow a bit more air. But yeah, the air temp there, that's the intake air temperature, is less than ideal, which is obviously...
It's less than I thought it would be.
Yeah, well, it's 70 on the dyno, so again, moving, it makes a big difference. But we are, breaking news, making an airbox for it finally.
Oh, are we?
I've got some help from a subscriber, somebody who watches our YouTube channel, who designs airboxes for a living, for the actual automotive industry. Super keen to get involved, and yeah, we're working on that. There's lots of police cars here today. It's quite a worrying sound.
Yeah.
And unpleasant.
It was unpleasant when they came in. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. It did look like something out of...
What, Smokey and the Bandit?
No, I was good. It looked like something out of Super Troopers to me when they all rock round here. Maybe that's the point. But anyway, all really good. But yeah, we're not allowed to go back out again because that's too noisy. I think we were 16 dB too high over what the limit is here. Kind of expected, but I got to do what I wanted to do. Happy days. Hopefully I get to drive home. We're going to go and check out the rest of the show now and enjoy the sunshine. See you in a bit. I've got to say a massive thank you to Haltech for all their support with this upgrade. Also to Jay, who did more than the vast majority of work on this thing. And also, of course, to you guys who support our dumb builds by buying through Driftworks.com. Whether it's a set of BCs, KWs, set of wheels, or even a t-shirt, it's all much appreciated. Thanks very much. See you soon.